Hey, Warrior Saints! Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Father Chris with you today. Glad to have you beautiful people in. We are talking this week about how to be successful in business. And it is a question that perhaps most people, especially as they graduate from college and look out into the world to find their future and to stake a claim in the world and really provide for their family, whether they even have them yet, or to prepare for a family that they will provide for. It's a serious question because we have to have money, right? It's not, money is not we don't worship. It is the love of money, says James, that is the root of all evil. But we got to have it because you got to eat and you got to buy a house and you got to have a car and you got to have clothes and you got to give it away to the poor. And you have to be able to get insurance and you have to be able to do all of your Netflix subscriptions and all the rest of the things that we do. We need money. It's a clear thing for all of us, and to try to avoid that or ignore that or refute that it's nonsensical. We all know we need it. How we get it is most of the time done through our work and our career, whether we own a business as an entrepreneur or as a big business owner or as an employee in someone else's business, or high-level CEOs all the way down to janitors. We all have to have, in some sense, work, and that provides us with our living. Now, there are temptations, as we referred to yesterday, that as we're striving to produce fruit and take the blessings God has given us and bear fruit, there are temptations. And one of them is to do things in an inappropriate way. Now, here's a silly example, and it's literally just popping into my mind right now. But imagine that you're doing a business deal. And for you to be successful implies that there's a little bit of dishonesty on your part. Or maybe not to, that you do something, let's just leave it there. Something dishonest, I don't get too off of, somewhere in this business deal, for you to succeed, you have to act without integrity. But Father Chris, it's a big number, bro. There's a lot of money to be made here, and they don't need to know this, and they don't need to know that, or I don't need to give this, or I don't need to provide that, or if I just keep a little bit back for myself, no one will ever know, and all of those temptations, because it's a really big number. When you start to get into that type of temptation, you are really falling victim to what we hear in the Epistle of James, that the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, he doesn't say that money is the root of all evil, the love of it. And I think the idea there is that it's that becomes the new goal that we chase, the new our new desire that we chase at all costs. And while I want you to work hard and make all the money you can make, I want you to do so with integrity. Now listen to these beautiful words that come to us. I'm going to read them to you from Proverbs chapter 10. And in verse 9 we hear, "He who walks in integrity walks securely, but he who perverts his ways will be found out." And I think there's a lot of pearls in that one little verse for us. And first is that in everything you do, be integrous, right? Walk with integrity, and you will be secure. You can hold your head high. You will know that you have done things the right way. But if you try to sneak something through, you're going to be found out. It always happens. I know that in my own life, anytime, even from the time I was a kid, to try kind of be sneaky with stuff, my mama always found out, right? People always find out the truth. It is always revealed. And so I've lived my life the last, I don't know how many years, hopefully all my life, at least since I was like a kid, but I want to do things the right way because I know everything I do will be scrutinized and discovered. So if I always do the right things, I am comfortable. Even if I make a mistake, I did them the right way without falling into this temptation, because I know that when people find out, I can hold my head high and say, I tried, but I didn't do it rotten, right? I would rather, here it is, I'm telling you as your warrior, co-warrior saint who loves you, I'd rather you lose a great deal and save your soul because you acted with integrity than to score a huge deal and lose your soul and your integrity. Do you understand it? This is why the love of money can be so dangerous. Instead of loving your money, you can love it, but don't love it first. Love your integrity ahead of it. Love your honesty ahead of it. Love your reputation ahead of it. Love God ahead of it. Love your neighbor ahead of it. If you put money first in the tier of your important things, you're going to act inappropriately. But when it's, something that we desire, but maybe farther down the list, and God's up there in front of it and integrity's in front of it, you're going to always feel comfortable walking the way that you walk, living the way you live your life. And look, God will bless you because of it. I'm telling you, he does. It's not that we do this to get that, but it's just kind of how it works out. We have an incredible lesson to help us as people who are businessmen and women and still want to be warrior saints. We've got an incredible lesson we just put together. You can have it. You can watch it. You can learn. All you need to do is visit warriorsaints.org. If you're already a subscriber, you will see a new lesson that is out this week called How to Succeed in Business. If you are not a subscriber, but you want to see that and you want to know how to act with integrity in your own business pursuits, just visit warriorsaints.org and subscribe to our course called The Way of the Warrior Saint. It's easy. It's fast. I mean, when we filmed it, man, we got in, we got out. It was good stuff. I think there's some value there that will help you stop being a businessman or woman who may be a little fuzzy in their morals and ethics, but to become a warrior saint, someone who actually behaves the way God wants and couples that with success in business. Love you, beautiful people. We'll be back tomorrow to talk a little bit about hard work. Until then, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.